The bank manager stopped breathing. Not forever, just long enough to tell me the world had shifted. His eyes locked on the $10 bill resting on the counter between us. He didn't touch it, didn't blink. The room hummed with soft machines and quiet footsteps, but he heard none of it. "I need a moment," he said, voice thin. I nodded. I had learned how to wait. I watched his hands shake as he pressed a button under the desk. A door clicked somewhere behind him. He leaned close, lowering his voice like the bill could hear. "Where did you get this?" "My father," I said. He looked up at me then, really looked, like he was counting the bones in my face, like he was seeing someone else standing where I stood. "I'll be right back," he said again. He took the bill with him. I stared at the empty counter and felt my heart slow down, steady and cold. The mark my father had made was small, a dot, almost nothing. But my father never did anything without a reason. I thought of the room where his will was read, of the way my wife had smiled, of my brother's laugh. I thought of how quiet I had been. The will reading smelled like old books and new lies. My brother sat straight, wearing a suit that cost more than my car. He kept tapping his foot, eager. My wife sat beside me, her hand light on my knee, like she was touching a stranger's coat. The lawyer cleared his throat. Millions, properties, shares, my brother's name again and again. When the lawyer finally said mine, it was like a joke told too late. One $10 bill. The room waited for laughter. My wife didn't laugh. She smirked, leaned close enough for me to smell her perfume. "I always knew you were a failure," she whispered. She stood up and left. Her heels clicked like a clock running out. My brother laughed then, loud, easy. I said nothing. I looked at the bill when it was handed to me. Old, soft. My father's handwriting lived in the corners of my mind. He taught me to look twice, to read what wasn't said. There was a tiny mark near the corner, a dot made with care. I folded the bill and put it in my pocket. On the drive home, my phone buzzed. A message from my wife. "Don't wait up." I didn't reply. That night I lay awake and replayed years of small things, missed dinners, quiet calls she took outside, my brother's sudden kindness, the way my father had watched us all like a chessboard. I felt stupid. Then I felt calm. Calm is when thinking begins. I didn't ask questions. I watched. I noticed how my wife stopped pretending. She didn't come home some nights. She didn't hide her phone anymore. I noticed how my brother's car appeared on our street and left before dawn. I checked records my father once showed me how to find. Old skills, dusty but sharp. I saw transfers, dates that lined up with my wife's absences, money moving like whispers. I remembered my father teaching me about tests. "People show who they are when they think no one is looking," he said. I took the bill out again, studied the dot. I compared it to pictures online, rare marks, banker's signs, a key, not money. At the bank, I asked simple questions, smiled, acted small. The manager froze. While he was gone, I thought of my brother's laugh, my wife's smirk. I felt the anger rise, then settle into a tight line. Anger wastes energy. Focus saves it. The manager returned with another man, older, gray hair, careful eyes. "We need to take you to a private room," he said. Inside, they placed a folder on the table, my father's name stamped in gold. "That bill is a marker," the older man said. "It grants access to accounts not listed in the will." "How much?" I asked. He slid the folder toward me. "Everything. Not just money. Proof, letters, records, my father's quiet notes." I read until my hands stopped shaking. My brother had been stealing for years. My wife had helped. They thought my father was blind. He had seen everything. He had left them the noise. He left me the truth. I invited them both to dinner. They came smiling, confident. My wife wore red. My brother brought wine. I served food, poured drinks, waited. When they were relaxed, I placed the folder on the table. My brother's smile fell first. My wife's face went pale. You already know, I said, not a question. They spoke at once, excuses, anger, tears. I stayed quiet. I opened to a page with dates and numbers, another with messages printed clear, another with my father's handwriting. He tested us, I said. You failed. My brother reached for the folder. I pulled it back. The accounts are locked, I said. Pending investigation. My wife looked at me like she was seeing me for the first time, like she finally noticed the ground had dropped away.
You planned this, she said. No, I said. He did. Silence filled the room, heavy and clean. The next week, I didn't raise my voice once. I met lawyers. I handed over proof. I signed papers. My brother called me names. Then he begged. Then he went quiet. My wife cried. Then she blamed me. Then she packed. I watched without moving. At the final meeting, my brother tried to smile again. It didn't fit. You think you won, he said. I slid the $10 bill across the table. I never played, I said. The room felt smaller. The truth has weight. He looked at the bill like it might bite him. Security waited outside. I stood and left first. I walk past the bank sometimes. I don't go in. The $10 bill is framed on my wall now, not for the money, for the lesson. My father taught me to watch, to wait, to see. I lost a wife. I lost a brother. I gained silence. In the quiet, I breathe easier. I sleep better. Some people mistake quiet for weakness. They always do, right before they lose everything.